After a decade-long wait, we have finally made it to another installment in the LEGO Batman franchise, and TT Games has come out swinging. After the mild success of the LEGO Batman 3, it had felt like the Cape Crusader had hung up the cape, retired for good, leaving Gotham City in shambles. Along with the absence of Batman Arkham after the release of Batman Arkham Knight 11 years ago, the world has been calling for his name, and finally, there it was, the light in the darkness, the bat symbol ran bright in the rainy night sky. LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight had a monster reputation to uphold, covering 87 years of the Dark Knight history all rolled into one game. From Michael Keaton to Robert Pattinson, this game boasts a love letter to the character and the most of cinematic LEGO passion yet. The game featured an original story that tied together various moments from throughout the series. The first LEGO game in Unreal Engine 5 and bringing back the co-op madness of couch co-op. With the overall hatred of Unreal Engine and the horrible PC specs announced before the release, turned a lot of people off on the game. But when it released, it was found to be way more performing than people expected. Releasing with 126 skins in total, it had the highest variety of an outfit in any Batman game yet, and each one was unique. In the game, you could control a few various characters, from Batman to Robin, to Nightwing, Talia, Catwoman, and Gordon. While way less than the usual LEGO game, it was done very tastefully and fun, with each character's movesets being different and having unique weapons and abilities. The game plot starts out playing as Bruce Wayne. After seeing his parents killed in front of him, he embarks on a crusade to learn from the League of Shadows, learn their ways, and become a weapon to free Gotham from its turmoil, in which he becomes the Batman, a symbol of fear to the criminals of Gotham, and begins his siege of vengeance on the streets. After playing this game, I could definitely say they were right to call it a love letter to the Batman series. I grew up with Batman, whether it had been Arkham Asylum, the movies, or other comic book relations. He had always been a part of my childhood, along with Spider-Man always being a part of my favorite parts of growing up, and I would always be a sucker and extremely biased towards the Dark Knight himself. When I found out that LEGO, another massive part of my childhood, and Batman were teaming up, it was like a dream come true. As development was happening, they confirmed that combat would be very different from what it would usually be like in a LEGO game. It would be more focused on an Arkham-style combat. It definitely shot directly to the top of my watch list. After the game released, I dived headfirst into this adventure and was immediately taken in by the scope of the open world. It was by far the best Gotham had ever looked in a game, considering it was just LEGO. The city felt so alive, and beating up the criminals and having the citizens actually responding to what you do and having their own lives opposite to your actions, I just couldn't help but appreciate the effort they put into this game. The suit details were also insane for a LEGO game, with dynamic weather systems and water physics on the suit, making this game insanely graphical for a LEGO game. The story was also very fun and full of comedy moments, just like this genre of game would be, but also done very tastefully. It got many laughs from me and was overall a very over-the-top, hilarious, and absurd kind of game, and I couldn't help but smile as I was playing. The cameos were also done amazingly well, and I wasn't expecting the sheer amount of characters to show up like they did. The Arkham Asylum mission was one of my favorites, and I couldn't believe how one-to-one it was. Having the Scarecrow nightmare moments really brought the mood from the game into this one. It made me feel like I was 15 again. The combat is definitely where the game shined. When they mentioned Arkham-style combat, they were not joking. As a firm believer that the Arkham games are some of the greatest video games ever, the combat brought back so many memories, and I rocked with it so heavily. It was pretty much Arkham on crack, and I loved every second of it. Some of the mechanics were so goofy, and they got me so many times, it gave birth to a lot of memes. The soundtrack was also phenomenal, bringing back together many different eras of the Batman, and ending with Kiss from a Rose was the icing of the cake for me, and I couldn't help but clap at the sheer nostalgia of the game. I don't have a lot to complain about But if I had to pick something, I'd have to say that the collectibles grind was very brutal, even if they did give you some level of being able to get through it. But the game also had a lot of performance issues that I had to restart the game a few times, but I had so much fun, I definitely overlooked a lot of the issues I had with the game. Overall, I absolutely loved the game to death, and it is by far my game of the year and one of the best Batman games I have ever played. If you are a fan of Batman in the slightest, or even a LEGO game fanatic, this is a must-play. A lot of people I know who don't even like LEGO games have been falling in love with this franchise, and I feel like you should definitely give it a shot. It hit so many spots for me, and I couldn't have asked for more. I've gotten the platinum for the game, and by the end of the year, we are getting a Joker Harley Quinn side mission, along with a brand new Mayhem mode, so I will be jumping back in for sure when that drops at the end of the year. All things considered, the game is a masterpiece, and I have to give it a 10 out of 10. LEGO Batman's Legacy of the Dark Knight is available on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC, and will be releasing on Switch 2 on September 18th. If you enjoyed this review and you want to see more like it, please consider subscribing for even more gaming content.